guys just be a little time of year. We're going down. I think a good team. So halfway up on the right side. It's like the right side.
today, Mr. Brian Seavey. If you haven't met him yet, we're also doing a meet and greet this afternoon from 4 to 5 here in the DMS library. And shortly I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Eric Gercio. He's our 7th and 8th grade school counselor. So, Mr. Gercio.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank you for taking time to come out today. I can't believe I'm staring at all of you with expectations you will be here less than a week. So we will ease you back into this. So if you remember, 6th, now current 7th graders, that I stopped into your classrooms at the end of the year, a lot of the stuff that you're going to be seeing here is what we already talked about. But who really remembers anything from June to now? So we're going to get a little crash course refresher on what to expect in 7th grade. Okay, so one of the big things is that I want you to know, students especially and parents as well, that we have an incredible support team here. So every one of those people on that list right there are people to help you with so many different things. Academic stuff, personal stuff, social stuff. There is different personality types up there. There are different, styles and approaches. So there's really, if you're comfortable with, talking to a female and not a male, you can talk to Ms. Howard, right? She's a new social worker. And if you want to talk to me, great. I love when people talk. I think conversation is really great. And I think 7th grade is a great time to kind of expand your circle, get to know the people that are here to help you and that are working with you. Okay, so take a look at that list. Everybody on that list is here to help you. Okay, outside of the classroom. So what do school counselors do? Here's my shameless plug for what my job and role and responsibility is here for you. So I am here, just like Mrs. Reynolds was here for you in grades 4, 5, and 6. I work with you and I'm here to help you on personal, social, academic, and career development. Okay, so what does that mean? It means a whole bunch of stuff. I just sat down and making a list of things that I remember very well of all the interactions I had with students over the years, and I had to cut it down to one slide, right? We have stuff as simple as organizational skills, and we have studying skills, and working with making friends, and how to cope with a bad day, because we all come to school, we all go to work having a bad day, and sometimes we don't have control of that. But sometimes that comes with us, and we got to navigate a day, and we're here to help. But also, it gets more complicated and complex. You are now 7th graders, things are changing. I'm going to spare you that conversation, okay? But we're going to start talking about self-esteem issues, body image issues. Sometimes we're going to talk about self-harm. All right, so again, all those people on that list in the slide before, and myself included especially, we're here to help you. So if you are having a bad day on any level, and you just need to vent, or you need a timeout, you just need to stare out the window for a couple minutes to reconnect yourself, come see me. I'm happy to help you in any way that I can. Okay? And parents too, if you are seeing something at home and you want a bridge to connect here at school, call me, email me, I'm happy to help you any way that I can as well. So what changes in 7th grade? We talked a little bit about this too. A lot changes, but a lot doesn't change, which is the nice thing, right? So I think this is kind of exciting. Maybe not on the front end, but on the back end. Your day starts now at 7:48 in the morning. You get to leave an hour early. Okay? So what that means is obviously the school buses do their thing, right? The students, you guys will come in the building at 7:40, right? So you will have 8 minutes to go visit your locker, grab some breakfast, and then get to your homework, which I'll talk about in a minute. Okay? Actually, not in a minute, in a second, right now. So homeroom is something that we did new this year. So this is new for everybody. So you'll notice if you're looking at your schedule, there's a slide for your schedule too. You'll notice that the first stop in your day is a homeroom. It's a check-in with a teacher, right? So we're going to do some stuff. There's going to be announcements. A lot of really important things come through on the announcement that you want to pay attention to. You might get some things to bring home to whoever you've got, mom, dad, caregiver at home. You'll get some stuff and information about, part of the club. So that's what that homeroom is for. There's a lot of attendance stuff that'll happen in there. Not anything that's your responsibility, students, but that's something that we can do here to help keep track of who's here and who's not, making sure that we're great on all of those levels. You're going to have 8 periods in a day. Right? So there are 8 different places that you are going to go to. And I know that's kind of exciting for some of you, maybe most of you, because in 6th grade and before that, you really kind of stayed with the same group of people in the same place. Yeah, you went to PE and art and music and stuff, but every 41 minutes, you are going to be changing your classroom, you are going to be changing your teacher, and you are going to be changing the people and the students that you're going to class with. Right? You're getting a change of pace, new environment, new scenery every 41 minutes. Okay? And then you're going to eat lunch at, for 7th graders, it is 11:39 in the morning. Okay, so it's a nice halfway point for you as 7th graders. You've got 4 periods in the beginning of the day, a nice half an hour break in the middle, and then in your afternoon you have 4 more classes. So here's kind of what, if you're looking at your schedule, you can find your schedule, right? Here's your day, right? Day starts at 7:40, and you're out of here at 2:21 with the option to stay after school for academic support. But yeah, you'll notice right there, you have 3 minutes of passing in between each period. I know 3 minutes initially does not sound like a lot of time, but if you use your time wisely, and I'm sure you've probably heard this conversation at home at some point, if you use your time wisely, you can accomplish a lot. You can do a lot in 3 minutes. You can visit your locker, change out your books or your materials. You can use the restroom. You could probably go visit a friend down the hallway and then back to your class. Sometimes you're going to have a class right across the hall, and all it takes is you taking 10 seconds and walking right over to your next classroom. But sometimes you're going to have a point in the day where you're probably going to have a class upstairs in this corner, and then you're going to need to get downstairs to tech. So when you're looking at your schedule, and you're walking your schedule after we're done here today, just kind of pay attention to where your classes are. If you have a point in the day where you think, okay, I got 3 minutes, I got to make sure that I am getting to where I need to go. I don't have time to, spend too much time talking to a friend, or maybe I don't have time to go to my locker. I should go before. So pay attention to those times where you need to spend a little bit more time getting to somewhere a little farther away. Okay? So your classes, right? Here's where it really doesn't change very much. You guys in English, math, science, and social studies, right? You've done this before. This isn't new. We're going to continue that. You guys are going to have those classes as well. You're going to have PE. You're going to have art. You're going to have music still. Okay? You're going to have band or chorus, which some of you have in the past. The only thing that changes this year is that band or chorus is built into your day. You do not have to come early anymore. Okay? You're also going to get a few new classes at the bottom here. Family and consumer science, right? Facts, because I believe you'll see it. No, it's still family and consumer science on your schedule. So you're going to be learning a lot of really cool things about life experiences. How to follow a recipe, how to use a sewing machine, how to, manage not necessarily a checkbook, but how to manage money and some financial management. Okay? You're going to have a technology class. I think the official title on your schedule is called Ag and Tech. All right, so there's a little bit of agriculture mixed in with technology. You're going to be learning how to use and safely use tools. You're going to be learning how to follow directions and schematics. You're going to be working a little bit in the agriculture field. You're going to be learning how to make centerpieces, and you're going to be doing we have a maple tree grove, I guess you could say. And you go up there, you tap some maple trees and talk about maple syrup. So some really cool stuff there outside of the math, social, English, science. Then you have health, right? That'll be every other day all year. And then you're going to have a language. You're going to have Spanish or French, and that is also every other day all year. So other classes that you might notice in your schedule, right? So RTI English, RTI Math, those are in your schedule if you need extra support in either of those subjects. I personally had RTI Math many years, in school, so I think it's great to have that built in there. Study hall, some of you see study hall in your schedule, so that is a 41-minute period where you can catch up on some work. You can read a book, you might be able to go to the library. Nice place to disconnect for a little while and reacclimate yourself to your day. Some of you might see a structured support in your schedule. If you have that in your schedule, that is a small group structured study hall. Okay, so there's maybe 5 or 6 other students in there, and you have a teacher who's going to be working with you about what assignments you have coming up, what tests you have coming up, how to organize yourself, how to make sure that you're staying on top of the larger assignments and not getting behind and feeling overwhelmed when you realize that, oh man, I have to read 72 pages and write that paper by Tuesday. You know? Some of you will see structured study hall, and others will see resource built into your day. And then here's your schedule, right? So hopefully everyone has found their schedule via paper, or you looked at it online the other day. We have A-Day, B-Days, which I don't think is anything new. You guys had that last year, right? So we'll still follow that same structure here in grades 7 and 8. So you'll notice, though, that about half of your classes will never change. You will always go every day to math, social, English, and science. Well, you'll notice that health is every other day. It's usually backed up against either a music or art or a PE class. So just notice that there are days where you're going to go to different places. Okay? Family and consumer science is every day for a half a year. So sometime in like late January, you're going to switch and you're going to go to the ag and tech class. Okay, so there's only 2 things that change halfway through the year. It's your facts class to ag and tech. And then those of you who have art will then go to music, and those of you who have music will then go to art. All right, so don't worry about it, it's a long way away. We will make sure that you know when the change is coming. We will likely get a new schedule to remind you that here is the new classes you're going to go to. But just know that 90% of the classes aren't changing, it's just those 2. All right, other really cool things that y'all get to do this year. You get to play sports for the school. Okay, so if you are interested in sports, I'm going to have a slide up here in a second to kind of show you what we need to do. And going back to the homeroom thing, sports registration dates are going to be announced on the announcements. Okay, so that's a really important place for you to get a lot of information. Obviously, we'll be sending some correspondence home, parents swear emails about what sports are coming up, registration deadlines, stuff like that. But right now, I think it's football, girls, tennis, cross country, and I think something else, soccer. So if you're interested, the next slide is something that will be very important to you. You get to join clubs too. We've got a lot of really cool clubs in grades 7 and 8. A lot of really neat opportunities to connect in ways that you probably never really thought you could connect in a school environment, right? We've got a yearbook club, we've got student council, National Junior Honor Society. Those are kind of traditional school-based stuff, academic-driven. But we have a chess club, we have a ukulele club, we have a language club, we have an esports club. We've got a lot of really cool things for you to get connected with. The interest that you have outside of school that you can bring in here too. All right, and then this year you're also going to get a locker. Right? So you're going to get your own personal safe, really. And if you look at your schedule, you're going to notice that you have that combination and locker placement already on your schedule. So that little map we gave you, you know, it'll take some kind of like, I got to find out where it is, and you can go find it. There's library by library, there's a couple down here by the math and science wings. There's a lot upstairs, but actually most of them are upstairs. The only ones that are downstairs are the ones by the math and science. But that combination on your schedule is one of a kind. Right? That is only opens your locker. So if you have something that's very important to you, or very expensive, and you want to keep safe, keep that in your locker. The only person that will be able to get into your locker is you, unless, here's my PSA to you all, try not to. Please don't give your combination out to your friends. All right, so that is the one way that information gets out. Sometimes things are compromised. And again, that combination is unique your combination and your combination only. All right, so if you want something safe, you want to protect something that's really important to you, your locker is the best place for it. Okay. And then that slide about athletic registration. If you go to the home page, right, you click on the departments tab, and then you will find a secondary tab that says athletics. You go to the athletics, you see the athletics page. On the left-hand side, on the last option to click, it says student athletic registration. All right, so click on that, and in there, you will have to then click on Marcellus, and then you can start picking and choosing which sports you want to register for. Okay, so again, I will, if you have any questions, ask any one of us. We'll be happy to walk you through it. And then, like I said, there are other sports coming up. There's volleyball, basketball, there is baseball and softball. So those are winter and spring sports. We will be sending you information about when those are, and pay attention to the announcements. And that is my time. So I can't thank you enough for being here. I look forward to seeing you, working with you, and I'm hoping for a great year. And thanks for being here.
With us. We really value our partnership with you. So as you've noticed, hopefully one of the methods we're using for communication is Parent Square. I highly recommend you get the app. It makes just using it much easier on your smartphone. You would still get a text notification when posts come out, but then you can view those posts or messages right on the Parent Square app. And then it's as easy as like sending a text. The theory behind use of Parent Square is it should be as easy as figuring out any other kind of social media like Instagram or Facebook. So if you're familiar with those kind of apps, you should be able to work your way around the Parent Square. And if not, just give us a call and we're always happy to help with any issues. So a couple other methods that we use for parent communication would be like School Tool and Google Classroom. So those are for more academic things, how you as a parent can kind of keep a handle on how your student is doing with their assignments. One thing I want to point out is we have a tech support link. So if you want more information about how to use School Tool or how to use Google Classroom from the parent end of things, we have a tech support link on our main website. And you can get to that by just going to marcellusschools.org and hovering over the Parents tab. And if you want more information about any kind of technology you're using at home to support your children, the Home Learning Tech Support tab. There's some videos that have been created by our staff here at DMS, Mrs. Katrina Airpole. She's made some videos about how to use School Tool, how to use Google Drive, Google Classroom, so those can be very helpful. One thing that I would recommend is sitting down with your student about once a week and having them show you their Google Classroom to-do list. You can see assignments that are upcoming. You can also see assignments that are missing. So I would say to my son who's going into 8th grade, all right, Ben, let me see your Google Classroom, and then click on to-do list. Let me see that missing tab and make sure there's no assignments missing. So that's a good like once a week practice. You can also go on School Tool and see the actual grades and assignments. So Google Classroom is more for the work and if there's any links to paperwork, worksheets, assignments. The School Tool will show you the grades. So both of those are helpful as a parent in kind of keeping track of your child's work from week to week. Of course, we welcome you to also email us, call us, get in touch with us in any way for any reason. Just like Mr. Gercio said, we're here to help and support with a variety of issues, not just academics. So another way you can get involved is through our DMS PTA. So I'm going to hand it over to Leslie Michelle, our PTA president, so she can put a little plug in for the PTA.
Hi guys. I'm the PTA president, and I just wanted to let everyone know the PTA is strictly volunteer-based. So it's all parents, teachers, maybe the students want to volunteer, that's fine. We support field trips. If you were here last year, we had kids go to Camp Lily. We had Arena Springs, and we do the picnics and 6th grade Olympics. Next year, we'll possibly go to Niagara Falls. Throughout the year, we have events like bingo and the holiday happening are really popular. And all through the year, we're going to do fundraising, such as like our chocolate sale, cookie sale, and we do spiritware sale as well to help fundraise for all those events. We only meet 4 times a year, so if you can come to a meeting, that would be really helpful, just to see how you can help out throughout the year. And we welcome any ideas from anyone. This is going to be the last year for some of our board members, so if you or anyone that you know would want to step up and take any position, you can definitely email us and let us know what you would be interested in. And if you didn't grab one of these papers, we kind of put them out a little bit late, but go grab one, and it kind of details what the events look like and how you can help.
Thank you, Leslie. Please consider joining the PTA and volunteering. Okay, so I know you're probably getting a little antsy to get out there and check out your locker and check out your schedule. So part of what we built into the day is time for you to do that. So a couple of things before we set you free. Just a couple of reminders about being ready for the first day. Make sure you've done that summer reading assignment. So if you haven't picked out a book, now would be a good time to do that. And all of that information has been sent out a couple times this summer over Parent Square. It was also mailed home to you in the mail. And I know you guys had a little assembly in here at the end of your 6th grade year. So everyone knows what I'm talking about when I say summer reading? Okay. Your school supplies, make sure they're all ready. If any of the supplies on the list or if the entire list causes you any financial hardship, please get in touch with us. We can provide whatever you need. Think about what Mr. Garcia was talking about in terms of any after-school activities, clubs, or sports you might want to get involved with. Set some goals and just enjoy being a 7th grader. I know some of the questions I've heard from you guys in entering 7th grade are things about well, do I have to use my locker? And I'm going to say yes. So using your locker is going to be part of what sets you up to be well organized. So thinking through your day, what do I need for the morning? What do I need for the afternoon? What do I need to bring home with me for homework? So using your locker can actually help you stay organized. And I know there's been questions about backpacks. So we used to have a rule at DMS that we're going back to that you can only have a string backpack during the school day. It decreases the congestion in the hallways and in the classrooms and reduces the risk of people tripping over backpacks or bumping into each other in the stairwells. So string backpack for just a few items, which you should only need a few items because you're using your locker. If you have a large backpack that you're dying to use because you bought it for back to school and it's just beautiful, you can still use that large backpack, but that would only be for coming into school in the morning and leaving school in the afternoon. So during the school day, if you feel that you need a bag, you would use a string, small little cinch backpack. Or you might find that you like just carrying your Chromebook in a folder around with no bag at all, and that's fine. Some of you have asked me about the homework in 7th grade, and I know this is probably from going to any grade level to the next, and especially going from 6th to 7th, it feels like a bigger change than any other year. But I want you to think about that change that you experienced from 2nd to 3rd, and 3rd to 4th, and 4th to 5th. So we try to just make it a little bit of a jump each year. So you shouldn't find yourself feeling like 7th grade homework is so much worse than 6th grade homework. It's just a tiny bit more of a challenge, and it's the exact challenge that you're ready for. So I don't want you to feel like 7th grade is going to be so much harder than 6th grade. It's just like 6th grade was a little bit harder than 5th, and 5th was a little bit harder than 4th, right? Lunch with your friends is a thing. So in 6th grade, we may have had you sitting by classroom, so you had to sit at a certain table. 7th grade lunch, you can sit wherever you'd like. In the lunchroom, we do expect you to behave appropriately and clean up after yourself, all of those same expectations from 6th grade, but you can sit wherever you'd like, as long as it doesn't become a problem. So those were some of the common questions that I've heard from you guys coming into 7th grade. Do you have any other general questions that I can answer before we go about our schedules and lockers? Here? Yeah, so any backpack that you want to carry around during the school day should be the size of a cinch bag or a strength backpack. Yes, a mini backpack, that would be nice. Any other questions? All right, and if you do, or a question occurs to you, all of the adults here at school will be around mingling and ready to help you with anything, finding a room, finding your way through your schedule, helping with lockers. So you all received a little locker map. So if you're signing up for a sport and you're wondering, where do I go? The coaches will be in touch. So football starts today. If you're doing football, you should have already heard from the coach. If you didn't realize it started today and you want to sign up for football, there should still be an opportunity to do that. And once you're signed up, then the coach will be in touch with you. So if you're signed up for cross-country soccer, girls tennis, the coach will be in touch if they have not already. And those sports start on the first day of school, September 6th. So you'll be hearing from the coach prior to September 6th. They may just be waiting for the final roster to be ready before they reach out to the whole team. And so that information will be coming. All right, for lockers, we have lockers spread throughout the building, and we try to provide you with a map. So your locker is listed on the very top of your schedule, and they'll say whether it's a red locker or a green locker, or if it's in the library hallway. And that's how you're going to find where your locker is. The combination is listed right next to that. And that locker map also has the instructions on how to work a combination lock. So you're going to turn the dial to the right, and then the left, and then back to the right. The green lockers, I want to give you a little bit of a warning right now. If you have a green locker, there's a trick. So I want you to listen carefully. If you have a green locker, this is going to save you some headache. You open it like you normally would, but that last number, the one you go back to at the end, you have to go a little bit past it by about 5. So if your combination is 10, 20, 30, you're going to go past 30. And then it's going to stop. And when it stops, that's when you can open it. All right, so that's the green locker trick. Reading your schedule and room numbers. So if you never knew this about most buildings, 100 rooms are on the first floor, 200 rooms are on the second floor. So all of our math, science, art, special ed, exploratory language, or Spanish, French, RTI math, that's all on the first floor. Those should be 100 rooms, like 105, 104, 151. That's how you can find those. 200s are upstairs. So most everything is in this hallway right here, and then right above it on the second floor. Math and science has a separate wing. We have a sign out to help you find that wing that goes down to the left as you walk down this hallway. Some tricky places are Mrs. Ferrara's art room, which is all the way down, like you're going to head out to go to KCH, and then it's to the left down there. And technology is in the basement. So we have some signs out to help you find your way suggest is if your last name begins with the letters A through L, go to your locker first and make sure you can open it, and then walk through your schedule. If your last name begins with M through Z, walk your schedule first and then go to your locker. That way we don't have everybody up at the lockers all at once. All right, so that is the plan. And an extra reminder for band students to bring your instrument on the first day of school. All right, with that, we will let you go.
Well, do you know where to go?
Is it in this hall right here?
With the lockers?
No, the bathroom.
The bathroom's right there.
Yeah.
Why don't
So
we just
be
meet
there.
right here? Okay? Right under that desk. Just walk over and
Oh, come on. Let's take him over. Oh, Jimmy just went to go try to find it. Thank you so much.
Here,
Got your key. Don't lose it. Wow. Well, maybe we'll get you a lanyard or something.